So if we're going to understand the existence of past and future lives, then we need to know about the nature and function of our mind. So in this series, I'll read quite a bit from this book, which is called Introduction to Buddhism, written by our founder, our spiritual guide, Venerable Geshe-la. The second chapter is called Understanding the Mind. This is essential if we are going to understand about the existence of past and future lives. Okay, understanding the mind. Buddha taught that everything depends upon the mind. To realize this, we must first understand the nature and functions of the mind. At first, this might seem quite straightforward, since we all have minds, and we all know what state our mind is in, whether it is happy or sad, clear or confused, positive or negative, and so forth. However, if someone were to ask us what is the nature of our mind and how it functions, we would probably not be able to give a precise answer. This indicates that we do not have a clear understanding of the mind. So what did Buddha teach? Some people think that the mind is the brain or some other part or function of the body, or maybe a byproduct of a physical process. Okay? So some people think the mind is the brain or some other part or function of the body. But this is incorrect. The brain is a physical object that can be seen with the eyes and can be photographed or operated on in surgery. The mind, on the other hand, is not a physical object. It cannot be seen with the eyes, nor can it be photographed or repaired by surgery. For example, if we have an aneurysm or a brain tumor, we're going to be very happy to meet a qualified brain surgeon, and they can accomplish that for us. Okay? They can remove or fix these physical problems. But we cannot go to a brain surgeon, for example, and say, please remove all of my anger. They can't do that. You can't say to them, could you please, while you're at it, put in there compassion for all living beings. They can't do that. What about this being photographed? Maybe we might say, because we know that when people who study the brain, when we develop compassion or different states of mind, maybe it lights up different parts of the brain. And we might be tempted to say, that's compassion. No, because lights in the brain are lights in the brain. Compassion is a wish to protect or release others from suffering. We can't show other people that wish. It can be reflected in our physical actions, but if I develop the thought right now, you can't see that thought. I can't show it to you, but you can develop it. It exists. And it can motivate our behavior. Wonderful, But it's not physical. I mean, the very fact that when we develop, for example, compassion, or when we meditate, we can understand, of course, that that will affect our body, including our brain. Okay? And also, we can understand that doing things to our brain can affect also the way we cognize or think. So, there is a relationship, of course, between our mind and our body, which includes our brain. But when our brain lights up because we think in a certain way, that whatever electrochemical thing happening is physical. But the actual wish is non-physical. Okay? You can't actually show someone your wish, or you can't photograph that. Just knowing a lot about the brain, for example, like a neuroscientist or a brain surgeon, doesn't mean that we know how to be happy. But there is a tradition that's now 2,600 years old of people understanding the mind as a non-physical entity. And through not just understanding the mind intellectually that way, but through gaining direct experience of that in meditation, who have accomplished profound states of inner peace and happiness, way beyond our ordinary experience. Okay? And they've developed great ability to help others. What Buddha understood through direct experience is that the mind is not physical. Buddha said, if you realize your own mind, you will become a Buddha, meaning supreme inner peace of enlightenment. You should not seek Buddhahood elsewhere.